Hello and welcome to the More Sports Podcast and the More Than Sports Podcast Network. I'm your host, Custis Moore. Today we had a really special guest, CJ Cummings, Olympian, world record holder, 20-some-odd American records, and dubbed the Lebron James of Olympic weightlifting back when he was like 14 or 15. He's 21 now, competed in the Summer Olympics. Wasn't necessarily his best meet, but he is one of the best lifters that the United States has really ever had. It was a good episode. We had a really good conversation just about growing up lifting and stuff like that. Check it out. We got about 40 minutes of content with him, which was really awesome. I want to give a big thanks to him for coming out and taking about an hour to talk with me and figure this out. So yeah, had some problems with the microphone. Nothing like the audio being blown, but I'd used my AirPods for the mic for this episode. I had to go buy a new adapter for my... Anyways, it's a long story. But yeah, check out the website, morethansports.com, M-O-O-R-E, thansports.com. It is More Than Sports. We got some more articles coming out. A lot of stuff coming out. Multiple articles every day now. So yeah, looking to grow. Check it out, morethansports.com. Enjoy the episode. Hello and welcome to the More Sports Podcast on the More Than Sports Podcast Network. I'm your host, Custis Moore. Today, really special guest, world champion, Olympian, world record holder in Olympic weightlifting. We have CJ Cummings, kind of an idol, even though we're like a year apart in age. Kind of an idol for me growing up. But yeah, CJ, you can go ahead and introduce yourself for a sec if you'd like.
Well, like you said, hello, I'm CJ Cummings. I'm a 6-time world champ. I hold over 20 plus American records in the sport of weightlifting. Pretty much I travel and compete, and I've been doing this since I was 10 years old. Going on 11 years, almost 12 years now. So
Okay.
A long time.
12 years. Awesome. So how old were you when you first got into weightlifting?
When I first got into weightlifting, I was 9 turning 10. So
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll get into that in a second, but what Olympic weightlifting is, it's a sport, worldwide sport. It's counted in kilograms. So if you look at any of the weights, it's all in kilograms. Sorry, yeah. American people, most everyone who listens to this. It's not in freedom units or whatever. No, so there's two lifts. There's the snatch and then the clean and jerk, which is 2 motions, 1 lift. And you compete, you get 3 chances at the snatch, 3 chances at the clean and jerk. You can go up in weight. After you've hit that one, you start off with 1, you can progressively go up. And then, you place by total. And then, it's not a super complicated sport, but really cool. And a lot of Americans, it's grown a lot since.
I think because, especially with like CrossFit, as that's beginning to grow, Olympic weightlifting grows because it kind of goes hand to hand.
Right.
Yeah.
And like we had a team, it was Lone Star Weightlifting. We had like 30 people on our team at one point, but I have a friend who lifts at Lenore Ryan University in North Carolina. And he's pretty good. He's lifted a couple Pan American meets and a couple international meets. But we were talking. I'm sorry?
You said his name was Ryan?
No, he lifts at Lenore Ryan University.
Oh, okay.
His name's Blaine. Blaine Brooks. He'll be at the Arnold's, and then he's got a couple other meets coming up too. But we were talking about the growth of weightlifting and just how crazy it's been. My first youth nationals was 2012 in Dearborn, Michigan.
I think that was like my second. I remember that one. I think that was like my first one or second one. So that was like one of my first competitions. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. And I got they had the shirts or whatever. You can get whatever you pressed on them.
Yeah.
So I had this lime green one that had the logo on the front and the names of all the lifters on the back.
Yeah.
It was like 80 lifters or 70 something lifters. And then fast forward 2 years, I think it was Daytona Youth Nationals 2014. It was like 500 lifters on the back. So it's just it even from those 2 years and then to now, it's grown so much. So
yeah, now it's like over like 1,500 of me going to like nationals and stuff like that. It's definitely good.
It's insane. But yeah, so kind of
backtracking, how did you get into Olympic weightlifting? Like, how did this become something that you did?
So I did other sports growing up. I was really heavy into football, and my sister, like way before I was like, when I was a hand baby, she used to do Olympic weightlifting, and she brought me and my oldest brother into the gym, and we thought it was just, get strong for football, but we actually started doing like Olympic weightlifting, doing the movements and stuff, and me and him both liked it, and we just took off from there. And ever since, that first encounter with Olympic weightlifting, I've been doing it ever since.
Cool. All right. So, I mean, were you just naturally strong? Like, is that just something that came? Because I remember that nationals I watched, everyone was like, this kid's about to like clean 100 kilos and he's like 12, 13 years old, like something like that. Like, were you just, was it I know that there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. And I've followed you for a long time, and I've seen your lifts, and I can't imagine ever holding that much weight above my head. But like, was this just something that they were like, hey, you're good at this, why don't you continue to do this?
Yeah, it was like that. But then at the same time, it was like, I liked it. It was like, it was totally fun for me. And just like when I first came into the gym, like that first encounter, I saw like these dudes, they were doing, to me at that time, was like a lot of weight, but it was just like, 100 kilos. And I was just like, oh, I wanted to get there. So it was just, I just like enjoyed like the process and journey, like competing, being competitive, trying to, push myself to do better. And I guess in the process, I guess I was good. I, outdid everybody. So, I mean, I guess it kind of was natural, but I figured it was just like, I guess the excitement to like, push myself to do better and see where I can take things.
Yeah. Cool. Do you remember your first meet? Do you remember your first Olympic meet?
I remember my first Olympic meet. Yeah, I remember like, it's like bits and pieces of it. I don't remember like the full thing, but I remember it was 2010. It was called like the school age back then. And it was like in Virginia, I think. It was in Virginia, and it was at like this high school. And it was just like in this high school gym, and like it was, I would say about 80 kids that were competing throughout the whole competition. And like it was just pretty much at this high school gym just competing. So a lot has changed since then. Like, cause I remember when I first used to start, like all like the nationals, youth nationals, it was at like a high school gym. But now it's every is different now. We got like hotels and venues and stuff. So it's pretty cool to see like, the evolution of the sport while being in it.
Yeah. I mean, it is really cool because we had a decent sized team, and a coach who'd done it. He learned about it when he was in college. He played college football at a small school, and he enjoyed it a lot. So he's like, hey, I'll teach kids how to do this. And so we had a pretty big team of just mostly kids who went to my high school. And so we would do it in our gym. We built a platform. It was, I had to help build a platform at like 11 years old. But my second meet, we traveled. I'm from Dallas, DFW area.
Okay. Yeah.
We traveled to Shreveport, to Louisiana State University, Shreveport. We lifted there, which is the home gym of Kendrick Ferris. That was like his home gym. And so we're all lifting, and this big, and he was jacked. And so he came and he came up to us and was like, hey, I had no idea who he was. And I have like the signed medal back at my house back home of Kendrick Ferris. And I was like, oh, I kind of fell in love with the sport from there. I was like, oh, this is really cool. This guy's an Olympian. That's really cool. So, but yeah, that's cool. First meet. Do you remember what you lifted?
So back then it was 15 kilo bar. I think I snatched 20, and it changed to like 25, 30, I think.
Hey, we had like the first same starting totals, so there we go. My first meet was something similar.
I think it was like, I know there's some pictures back at my parents' house of like my very first competition. Like it was just, I was like so skinny and just it was a long time ago. It was
That's awesome. So I think it was 2014 or 2015, there was an article that came out that dubbed you the LeBron James of weightlifting. And that was something that was, that that's when I kind of learned more about you. I read that article and people started talking about you, and people were like, oh, this guy's the dude in Olympic weightlifting right now. At such a young age, what's it like to be dubbed something like that?
Well, for me, honestly, I was greatly appreciative. I'm just glad that they could compare me to like one of the top athletes in this generation. But I didn't let it get to me. I want to say I was nonchalant, but I was like, oh, they gave me that title. I was like, oh, that's cool, and I was like, okay, that's it. But it's just like it was cool, being that I remember that article, and I definitely got a lot of exposure. But I didn't let it boost my ego or let it get to me. So I was just like, okay, that's cool. I appreciate them calling me that, or being named that, and I just went on and kept doing what I was doing.
Right. Okay, cool. I remember reading that article, and if you Google your name, you can still find it on page 2 or 3 or whatever.
That's one of the top articles. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wall Street Journal. It was the Wall Street Journal.
It's crazy. Well, cool. So yeah, I mean, again, sport growing a lot, and I think that might have helped a lot in the United States with that, because I mean, it's been a big sport worldwide. But in recent years, the U.S., it's really been the last 10 years.
Yeah, I would definitely say because I traveled a lot, and Olympic weightlifting is other countries, football and basketball. That's what everybody loves, and that's what they cherish the most. Just like how Americans cherish football and basketball, and it's kind of crazy when I think about it. It's kind of cool and unique to see. Because when I first started lifting, I was just going into middle school, elementary school, and just talking to my friends and, talking to everybody. I talk to my friends, they'd be like, you're doing Olympic weightlifting. It's just don't do that. It's going to stunt your growth, this and that. It's a bunch of negative stuff. And the girls are just I'm not lifting no weights, this, that. But it was just no. But nowadays you see kids in middle school, high school, everyone is into doing Olympic weightlifting or just fitness. So I would say definitely over the years it's definitely grown, and it's a lot of kids are doing it now. When back then kind of frowned upon.
Yeah. I mean, it was, and I'm 5'6", and so I'm not, and a lot of every one of my friends is taller than me basically. And so I was always a shorter, scrawnier kid. My parents kind of got me involved with it. My coach, again, played at a small college. I mean, he's 5'6" or 5'5". He's shorter than me. Yeah. And so, it definitely, I mean, being shorter in that sport, the bar has to travel less distance. So it does help sometimes.
I think that's the plus, because I don't have to pull it so high, just not that far off the ground. So that's one of the cool things about it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, awesome. But yeah, I can't wait to see where Olympic weightlifting goes in the U.S. I mean, we had, how many Olympians did we have in weightlifting this last summer?
8 total. Last year, 8 total. So it was 4 boys, 4 girls.
That's more than usual, correct? I mean, than the last few Olympics, right?
I think that's the largest team we had in about, I don't know, a long time. Cause it used to be 3, but we brought a full team.
That's good. That's awesome.
And I think hopefully all goes well, we'll have another full team at the 2024 Olympics. So
yeah, that's awesome. So where's coolest place you've lifted out of every one of your meets that you've ever had? What's the coolest place that you've lifted at?
The coolest place I lifted was, I would say the coolest place, I would probably say it was Fiji. I could travel. Yeah, Junior Worlds was in Fiji. We traveled there. We competed, and it was so beautiful, and it was so nice. And it was just seeing the forest and being seeing the overwater bungalows and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. And the food and the people. It was just awesome. It was just a cool, unique experience.
That's awesome. Fiji. Yeah. That'd be really cool. I lifted in Detroit, St. Joseph, Missouri that one year.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Well, yeah.
The facility was nice. It was weird.
Yeah, it was a facility, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a training facility in the middle of small town. Yeah. But yeah, that was That was kind of funny. Well, cool. Fiji. What was the Olympics like? What's it like being an Olympic athlete?
Honestly, the Olympics was great. I would say it's no different from any other like regular competition. The only difference is the name, and I guess the name holds a lot more weight, and then it's just a lot more media and exposure. Like you're just gonna have like a big camera. It's not gonna be like in your way, but you can be able to see like big cameras, like media outlets and stuff like that. But it's just like any other competition. You still get your 3 attempts, you still get your minute or 2 minute break, and everyone follows everyone. So I mean, the competition is just the same. It's just I would say the only difference is the name of the competition.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. How many American records do you currently hold?
I know it's over. I think it's like over 20 plus. I'm not sure. I don't know if some got broken or not. I'm not 100% sure. I want to say about 28. If I'm not mistaken, but it could be less than that.
So you were a 69 kilogram lifter before the weight classes changed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So are those records set in stone? Like, are those like just never moving because of the weight?
I believe so. I believe it's set in stone. Unless they change it back to like that class, then I guess that's when they will use like those my old American records or world records. As
Okay.
like but I think those are set in stone.
Do you hold any? Do you currently hold any world records?
No, not at the moment. I had junior world records, but they got broken in 2019, 2020 at the junior world. Yeah.
Who broke them?
It was some kid from Indonesia. He broke them by like 1 kilo. So
cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I got to get me a senior world record and move from that.
So you're a senior now, right? You're 21, correct?
Yes, 21. I'm 21 years old. Yes.
Are you in school? Like, do you go to school?
I was going to school, but I stopped to like focus on Olympic weightlifting. But yeah, I'll be going back shortly. Probably starting like the summertime, just doing online classes and stuff.
Where did you or where will you go to school?
I was at the University of South Carolina before.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
it's where you're from, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Beaufort, South Carolina, man.
Yeah, small town.
Awesome. Yeah, no. CrossFit has just everyone I know has either done a class or does a class now, and that has contributed a ton to the growth. I go to Texas Tech University, so I live in Lubbock, Texas, out in West Texas.
Yeah.
For most of the year, and it's like 300,000 people that live out here, but there's so many CrossFit gyms now. There's probably 15 massive ones, and then just a lot of other local studios as well. And then the university has their own classes and their own team as well. So it's just kind of crazy to see how that's grown. I look around, I'm like, I was learning how to do that form at like 10 years old. This is cool.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
Like it's just crazy to see because it's just back then nobody was doing it. Now it's just like everyone's doing it. So it's just like I was doing this way before everyone was doing it. So it's like kind of crazy to see. But it's also good though, because it's not wrong with CrossFit, and you can't go wrong with it.
And the CrossFit games are big now. I mean, you watch them on TV. Like you can watch them on TV.
Fitness is definitely becoming. Like I guess fitness was like big back in like the 90s, 80s, 70s. Then it kind of like died down a little bit, but now it's slowly starting to come back up.
Yeah,
so that's
cool. So like different meets. I mean, you lifted at the Arnold's once, the American Open, Worlds, Olympics. Do you train differently for these different type of meets? What does your training regimen look like?
There's no different training regimen. So like, obviously the goal is to go there, break a PR, break a record or something. So pretty much when I'm training is basically all the same. So each week I'll have like a percentage. So each week I'll start probably with like 70%, go up 75, 80, 85, 90, all the way up to like a week or two before the competition. Then I'll taper off. And then at the competition, that's when I usually try to go break a record, my personal record.
Cool.
So like training cycles is not the same. It's different. I mean, it is the same like with percentage wise, but sometimes in different training cycles, the exercises will be different. So, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. How many days a week and how many hours a day are you lifting currently? Like what does that look like for you?
So I train Monday through Friday, and I'll say about an hour to hour and a half, 2 hours at the most. So usually like today was Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. So today was like an active recovery day. So I just came in, did some accessory, did cardio, worked on like some dumbbell movements. No lifting today, because I had a heavy day yesterday. And then tomorrow I'll go in and do like heavy snatches. And then Friday do another accessory. Then it like starts back all over.
Okay. Awesome. So cardio, this is something that I had conversations with a lot of other Olympic weightlifters I lifted with, who just wanted to come in and lift. I mean, what does cardio look like for you? I mean, is it running on the treadmill for 10 miles or is it something else that you do?
Just, moving my body, being active. Like, sometimes I do treadmills. I usually do like the elliptical.
Yeah.
Or like some other form of like movement that keeps my body up. But something that, just like I would say is either, treadmill or the elliptical.
Okay.
Probably doing 5, 7, 10 miles or something like that.
I've run into a lot of Olympic lifters who just have no interest in doing any sort of cardio.
Yeah, when I was little, I was like, no, cardio was just like, it was a no-go for me, but I was just like, just let me start doing it. And like, I always hated it, but like, as of recently, I'm starting to like enjoy it. But I still also got a hatred for it as well. So
yeah.
I think that's every way to think. Cardio is just,
even I look at cardio and I'm like today, I'm like, hey, really, do I want to do this today?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't train like I used to. I go to the gym like 3 times a week and try not to hurt myself. But yeah, cool. So COVID, how did that affect your training regimen? Like when that first happened and the world kind of shut down, how did you continue to train and stay active? I mean, did you go to a gym? Did you have some sort of a home gym or anything like that?
Yeah. So the COVID didn't affect my training regimen, but I did move to like a garage gym. So it was kind of like a unique thing for me and like the people who goes to my gym, because we were in the process of like moving like out of like a CrossFit gym into like a bigger, more commercial gym. So like we first got everything, we moved into like this big commercial gym, and then like everything shut down. Pretty much that's what happened.
Okay.
So basically my one of my teammates, Ian, he has like a big garage. So we just pretty much went over to his house, like, Monday through Friday. And we just trained out of his garage. He had some weights and stuff. So we all trained there. And like we made it work through there. And it was pretty much good for me because like, training outside, training like the sun, it was a unique experience, but pretty good. And like one of my videos that I guess went viral, me doing like almost like a 600-pound squat kind of went viral. That was in the garage, like outside of the garage during COVID.
Okay, cool. I just didn't know because I mean, my brother was in high school. It was my freshman year of college when that all happened, and we had a really good relationship with my high school trainer, he's like the strength and conditioning coach. I worked for him. My brother works for him now. And so like he let us take racks home to our house, and we didn't have a platform. We bought like foam or whatever, the super hard rubber stuff that's on the edge of the training platforms, and just kind of put that down. And that was kind of our training, and it was in a little kind of garage. So I can't imagine what it'd be like to be actually training for an event and then to have that happen. So,
I mean, so like the Olympics, it was kind of, for me, it was kind of like a bummer, but then I looked at the bright side and said, you know what, it gives me more time to train, because back then, like, that was beginning of 2020. So like, I was like, ready for the Olympics because I thought it was going to be that summer. So like after all that stuff happened and like, we got emails from like the Olympic Committee and the IOC, and like they did like a big vote asking people if they want to push the Olympics back or, have it be on schedule. And like, I wanted to be on schedule, but like, now I guess a lot of people, majority of the people wanted to be on schedule, but the final decision they came down with was like just postponing it. So
okay, it is what it is. I mean, it gave you an extra year to train, right?
Yeah. So I was like, no, I can't complain about that. So
okay. Are you currently lifting the 73 kilogram weight class?
So no, right now, we're gonna decide what we're gonna do. I did 81. I'm 81. I'm like in between 81 and 73 right now. So the weight classes is 73 for like the Olympics. It's either for me it's 73 or 89. So yeah, me and my coach are just talking over, seeing what's the best way for us, what's the great thing to do for, I guess, my chances of going to the Olympics and possibly getting a medal. So as of right now, I'm not a 73. I'm at 81 technically. But, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. I think this is a good time to take a break, grab some water. We'll come right back. And we're back. So we're kind of talking about COVID and training there for a second. What did the meets look like after that? So like to qualify for nationals or anything like that, for 2021, what did those meets look like? Because I saw a lot of virtual meets. How did that work?
Yeah, that was one of the craziest things and unique things. So it was like a virtual meet, and pretty much, you had to like have like the kind of like Olympic weights. So pretty much you're going to be from your home, your gym, wherever you're at. You have to like have your phone. You have to walk around. You have to verify like all like the weights, verify the real. And then you have to like, kind of like weigh like the weights to make sure it's like an actual weight. So it won't be like, fake or anything. And then you have to like, so everything is, you have to, it's like being recorded. So you have to record yourself stepping on the scale. So like they can record your weight. And then like, you have like the 10-minute break and everything like that. And then it's basically was like through like Zoom. So you had to like take close attention. And then like when they called your name, you go up and you lift. And then it was just like that. So it was kind of like unique because like, it wasn't like no pressure of like being at like another meet. So you were like in the comfort of your own home or gym and you just go whenever they called your name. So it was different, but it was also kind of like cool to see. So yeah.
That's insane. Like you like had to, did anyone get caught cheating or anything like that? I mean, I can imagine.
I have no idea. I mean, it could have been possible for somebody to cheat, but at the same time, I have no idea if somebody cheated or not. So.
That's crazy. Like walking up with your phone on a scale and proving that what are the Olympic weights? Are they the Rogue ones or whatever? Is that the brand of thing?
Yeah, it could have been at that time. It could have been like a low. It had to be like, I guess like a, the color of the weight because they wanted like the reds, the blues, yellows, and green.
Yeah.
So it could have been Rogue or Alico, I think, or like Workshon or something. And then you had to have like the Olympic colors and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, it was cool. Like I'm walking in like my teammates. Yeah, I got a competition today. Like lifting the nationals, and he's in a singlet and like do Zoom call trying to hear everything, see what's going on. It was just like crazy. It was cool, but it's crazy. Yeah,
that is insane. Did you hit any PRs over Zoom? Did you?
No, I didn't hit no PRs. I think I did I only did one. And it was like, I just hit like a high percentage clean jerk, like 190. But yeah, it was pretty, yeah.
What are your current highest total, or what are your current PRs right now?
My current PRs, I have, my best is a 155 kilo snatch and then a 195 clean and jerk.
Are those competition?
Yes.
Anything higher in practice or?
No. Like I did like a 202 and 201, like just a squat and jerk off the racks, but not a full clean and jerk.
Yeah, 201.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Golly, I tore my shoulder my senior year of high school and in football. I tore my labrum, so I had it repaired. And doing training, like my first training after like I was fully cleared, it was like a 6 months process. I got in there and I was a lot lighter then. I was, oh God, I don't know what weight class it was, but I was probably 150 pounds. and I just walk in there and I like did a squat jerk at 100 kilos. And I was like, all right, guess my shoulder's back. But I was like, oh man, I can't imagine holding up twice that over my head. That's insane.
Yeah.
So you said that you're going to be going back to school soon, or taking some classes. What are you studying?
I was doing business, but I might do communication. Then like I'll probably will do acting as well. So.
Is that something you want to do? You know, post lifting stuff like that. Is that like acting or anything like? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I love acting. Like I love watching like the actors watching. I just like the whole process. So I'm trying to get more to it, learning about it, all of the above.
You had any acting credits to your name yet?
No, I mean I did a few acting classes. So like it was a crazy thing. It's kind of cool. So like when COVID happened and everything shut down, when everything slowly started opening back up, I actually moved to like Atlanta for like a month or two, and I like did some acting classes there. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Like we're gonna start filming. There's this movie called like The Weight that's supposed to be coming out, and we're gonna start production for that pretty soon. So that's gonna be like my actual first official, I guess, acting.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
I work in that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Acting. I work in production for live stuff for sporting events and stuff like that.
Okay.
At Tech, and I do social media as well for a company for the Texas Rangers. But yeah, I can't imagine acting. That seems kind of daunting to me, having a bunch of cameras pointed at me. But I guess I don't know what's scarier: a bunch of cameras pointed at you, or 3 judges trying to tell if your arms are locked out on a jerk.
I don't know. I guess both. Like, I guess it's no pressure to me because I'm doing it. And I guess the reason why I guess like the camera is like not fazed by it because as I was younger, started to get more traction. I did like a lot of interviews. People like followed me around with cameras, like doing like a little documentary on my stuff. So I guess I was like used to it, so it doesn't like kind of faze me at all. So yeah, I guess so.
Well, cool. What diet wise? So like do you eat like this stupid crazy diet? Like is it like you're super strict on how many calories, what carbs you have to intake, stuff like that?
No, so pretty much I was like the complete opposite. So like when I was there, I used to eat whatever, if I wanted some fast food, I'd go there, go to McDonald's, just pretty much eat whatever. But like, people my parents, my coaches tell me like, you need to stop doing that because it's going to affect your health in the long run. I was just like, no, it won't. Like, I was kind of like hard-headed. I was like, I got this. I was, pretty much eating whatever I wanted. But then like, slowly but surely it started having like effect on like my performance and stuff. So like, now like I've been, just watching what I eat, eating more clean, eating more healthy, exercising a lot more, and it's just been good. So, I don't eat out as much, and I don't eat like unhealthy. I just watch what I eat, try to eat more clean. So
okay. Fast food wise, what's your favorite fast food restaurant?
Oh gosh, I pretty much like everything. It has to be like a certain day, like, oh, okay, I'm feeling this, so yeah, I'm good. It's just yeah. But like I guess like the thing with me is like USA Weightlifting hired me like a nutritionist. So like I get food sent to the house, and like it's pretty much healthy pre-cooked food. So it's like a meal prep service, and I just pretty much eat that.
Well, cool. Meal prep service. That's pretty cool. I wish I had that. God, should have kept doing weightlifting. Oh man. Well, awesome. That's funny. You just eat whatever you want for most of it. And anyways, with like, I don't know, McDonald's. What do you get at McDonald's?
I would usually like when I used to get it. Like I used to get like a large fry, double quarter pounder, and just like a sweet tea or something. Yeah.
That makes me feel a little better sometimes whenever I eat out. I'll just remind myself that, the Olympian ate McDonald's at some point. So I'll just remind myself that. But yeah, so the Olympics, the hype going into that, I mean, did your following grow at all? I mean, whenever you made the Olympic team? When was your big jump, I guess? I don't know. I remember I've been following you for a long time, since I was a little kid, and you probably had, I don't know, a few thousand followers back then. Yeah. I looked down and you have almost 150K or whatever it is on Instagram. Yeah. When did that happen? Like, was there a big moment where, like, man, you blew up, or was it just a gradual process?
So I would say it was just a gradual process.
Okay.
But good thing, like, I'm not gonna lie, I think like a lot of reason my following grew is because of hook grip.
Okay.
So like back in, like, when I first started, then like by the time I started and hook grip started, it's like kind of like around the same time. But hook grip grew like a lot. It grew faster than pretty much me, obviously. So every time they would post me, I gained like, a couple thousand, like, 5,000 followers, 6,000 followers. This is like back in like 2012, 2013. And like, every time they post me, I just gradually gain followers. So that's why I kind of like build my following up. And then like, just doing like articles and stuff and throughout the US, and people want to do interviews with me. That's how I also gained it. So yeah, it's through that.
Stuff like this.
Yeah, stuff like this. Yeah. And then like, I guess weightlifting wise, like hook grip, yeah, they gave me that platform. Well, it's just like nowadays, like, I guess if hook grip posts a video, like, you probably won't get that much of a following, but you'll get some. But
right. I have like I remember just all the vendors at all the meets and stuff. So one of the Texas, so I lived in the state of Texas, and one of the state championship meets or whatever was like coinciding with strongman competitions and all this stuff in Austin. It was all the same weekend, and the vendors were crazy, and hook grip had a huge tent. And I still have this, my lifting belt. I think my brother stole it from me, so it's back home. Yeah. But I still have my hook grip lifting belt from like 2015 or 16. So
yeah.
And I had some cool shirts back in the day, but yeah. Awesome. So you, I remember you got a deal with, you still have a deal with Reebok? Are you still with Reebok? Cool. Do you have any other deals with anything to do with Olympic weightlifting?
I got a Scent protein company, Tupu, that make belts.
Yeah.
I got
they had like the backpack belts, right? Or whatever. The belt, they'd like, I don't remember. I don't know. My friend had a backpack that had a belt strapped around it. It looked like it had a place for the belt. I think it was Tupu. I can't remember.
They probably do. Like, I know a lot of people just wrap like their belts around their book bag.
Yeah.
Or like they hang like through the strap. But yeah, I got that, and I also got Rogue.
Dang, Rogue's a big one. Rogue's really big because they have all those are like. What are your favorite plates to lift with? Like, do you have a favorite set of plates you like, or does it really matter what brand or whatever you're throwing up?
I mean, I like the Rogues because they're pretty much durable. They last a long time. Like, there's some Rogue plates that I still use to this day when I first started.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they last a long time. So I like Rogue.
Okay, cool. Do you own your own like bar equipment, weights, stuff like that, or is it the gym that you work out at, or the club?
Yeah, it's just the gym. So it's the gym that I worked out. So Rogue will send me like equipment or something, and it's pretty much my equipment. But like I leave it at the gym, so when I go there, I just train and everything like that. So all my equipment is at the gym. So it's mine, but it's just at the gym.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man, they send you plates and stuff. That's nice. I know how expensive those are. I figured that out. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
We'll just get a gym membership. We'll just do that. But yeah, cool. So the Olympics, we've touched on a little bit. There was an article that I read that said you were, quote, bummed out about your Olympic debut. I mean, what is next for the Olympics for you?
What's next is going to Paris in 2024 and hopefully being able to compete in the Olympics again after that, honestly. So I know Paris definitely happened 2024, but I don't know if 2028, because there was some talk about the Olympics being kicked out of the I mean, the weightlifting is being kicked out of the Olympics because, like the doping stuff. So
yeah,
just everything goes well. Hopefully, to be able to compete 2024 and 2028.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I always watch the Olympic weightlifting I watched it the last Olympics and then this one. It was kind of cool to see you on there. But yeah, I'm hoping for even bigger, better things for you. Stronger lifts. What's your total at right now?
I think it's like a 350. I think 340, 350 total.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, yeah. I don't really have any other questions. Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to say?
No, I think we pretty much covered all. Yeah, we talked about a good lot.
Yeah, I think we did. Well, awesome. Thanks for coming on today. Yeah, hope to have you on again sometime. Maybe after your next. What's your next meet? What's your next meet?
It's the Arnold. So about 2-3 weeks.
Are you lifting 81?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. I think that's what my friend's lifting at the Arnold's is 81. I think he's in the A session, I think, towards the bottom of it. But
so yeah, I know here at the Arnold, so I know they have they're gonna do the national competitions and it's the rope. So I think it's two different things that I'll be looking at, but it's also kind of the same. But yeah.
Well, cool. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, if it probably be live streamed somewhere, so I'll probably end up watching it.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming on today. Hope to have you on again.
Yeah, thank you. I'd love to be back on, and thank you for having me.
Thank you all for listening to the podcast today. It was a really good conversation. Really enjoyed it. Check out the website. Content being posted every day. Check up on the Olympic stuff. I got some college basketball articles coming out as well, which is really cool. Expanding our reach into different sports. So yeah, check it out. morethansports.com. MOORE thansports.com. It is more than sports. See y'all next week.